Okay. So, I know when many of you saw me, you thought I can't dance. Who knows a dance called Jabba? Huh? Who? Is there a Jabba dancer here? Huh? Let me get two people. Okay. Since you're very shy, I thought I was going to challenge you to a Jabba dance here. But now I realize that none of you knows how to dance. So I'm going to put my jacket on again, and you have missed the opportunity. You may never get it again. Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank God for this very big opportunity. Each time I come to Merryland, I thank God for his mercies, and I also thank God for the day, because it is not an everyday that we get this day. I want to tell you that the 9th of March, 9th of what? 2025 will never return. The 9th of what? Will never return. And like they told you, my name is Matthew Bagonza. I joined this school in 2002. 2000 and what? I don't know which class many of you were. Maybe some of you are not yet born. You are not yet born. So let me give you I want to take a very short time. Listen. I want to take a very short time. But I want to tell you that I want to give you a little bit of history. A little bit of what? By the time we came here, this main hall was not here. There were eucalyptus trees. And this is where we used to pray from, just right somewhere there. We would pray from the trees, we would eat from the trees, and they built this hall when all of us were here, and we carried sand to fill into this hall. And the first building in this school is that where you see Mr. Balaba sitting. You know Mr. Balaba's office? That was the first building in this school. Do you still have people like Zed Kalumba? You know a man called Zed Kalumba? So Zed Kalumba would cook for us beans, posho, and skuma. And occasionally we would eat some chicken. I don't know if you still eat chicken. And so, our first dormitory, listen carefully, because I'm talking about history and the present. Because the history gives you the current. So that dormitory that you see, we used to share it with some teachers. And so there was a teacher who was called Mr. Kanike here. There was another one who was called Bukenya, who is now a headmaster in Bugema. And there was another one called Dan Chibirige. Listen. So let me tell you about something that was interesting. So they took one cubicle, and the next room were students. The most interesting part was when we are going to shower. So you imagine meeting a man who caned you in class carrying a basin and a towel. Evolution, I'm telling you about history. I'm telling you about what? Because without history, you can't have the present. So one time, we had a school truck, 2 school trucks. They were Tatas. You know a Tata? So one of them was UXR 372, and it was driven by a man called Muna. Muna. I don't know if you've ever heard of Muna, I don't think. And there was another one, UXT. UXT was being driven by a man called Kabir Blasio, Baker. Baker used to drive the bus recently. So we were studying with very mature people. We were studying with fishermen. We were studying with men who had wives at home. And we were studying with people who were bricklayers. So one day, from the dormitory, a student called Kagumba Rogers. Kagumba was very mugged. Do you have a mugged person here? Edgar. Who? Edgar. Edgar? Yes. Where is Edgar? Where is Edgar? You are saying Afuna or Edgar? Edgar. Not Afuna. Yes. Where is Edgar? Edgar, Edgar, you come. Can you carry me? So, Edgar here is the most mugged in this school, eh? And Edgar, I don't know why it is the girls who have shouted your name. Yes. But Kagumba Rogers, listen people, I want to take a very short time. Kagumba Rogers was 3 times Edgar's size. Wait. Please listen. Listen. Okay, listen. Let's listen to each other. Let's listen to each other. Let us listen. So let me complete my story. Let me complete my story. Please listen. So it was 3 times Edgar's size. So he got into the lorry And by the time he got into the lorry, there had been a teacher who was called Biekwaso. Biekwaso had been chasing us from the dormitory to come to class. So there was a very short man called Wanga Benjamin. So Wanga Benjamin went and hid under the truck. When Kagumba ran from the dormitory to hide also in the truck, Wanga went down, Kagumba entered in the driver's seat. Listen to what Kagumba did. When Biekwaso came caning everybody, Kagumba started the Tata truck. And when he started sloping there, Wanga, who had been hiding under the truck, stayed down like this while the truck went away. So they found Wanga and beat him up. Kagumba drove the truck and was caught at the gate. He jumped out and came back running to school. So this school had a small pickup, a blue pickup that used to... Do you still have it? Yes. So it was a Hilux. Leave alone this one that you have. There was an older one. It was UAE 844D. So listen. So that truck, that pickup, used to work as a service van. And so over the weekend, the school teachers would be away, and me, the HP, I would drive it. But I want to give you last history story. One time while we were in Woodland, you know Woodland? Who has studied from Woodland? We were the pioneers of Woodland. So while we were studying in Woodland, we realized that the iron sheets that were green in the boys' dormitory were turning gray. Were turning what? Do you know what had happened? It was fire. And where had the fire come from? There was a student who had stayed in the dormitory and had stolen chicken from the staff quarters. And he was boiling this chicken in the heater, in the bucket. You know, when you connect wires, he connected wires to the heater and started boiling chicken. So it got a circuit and caused fire. So we ran to save the property, and the few people who had hidden under beds. This is why it's very dangerous for you to stay in the dormitory. Those who had hidden under the bed were now yearning and struggling to run out of the dormitory. But the keys to the dormitory had also fallen when we were running to open the door. And do you know what the boys did? I don't know if there is any boy that is still as brave as we used to be. Who? Ngogoro? Who? Ngogoro. You come and tell me the name. Arnold. You just want Arnold to get money. Where is Arnold? Where is he? You have failed. Did you say Arnold? Who? Ngogoro? Where is he? Ngogoro, where are you? Where is he? Hey, let him come. Let the man come. Let me tell you, listen. She said that nigga so, please listen. Listen and listen carefully. So, you know when you are famous, listen please, listen carefully. There must be something that brings you to fame. So what is Ngogoro's claim to fame? Eh? I want two people to tell me. Two people, you come. I want one or two people. Come and tell me. You want to tell me why Ngogoro is famous? Okay, tell me.
Ngogoro is famous for watermelon.
Wait. He's famous for watermelons? Huh? For? Who else? Eh? Fighting for food. Okay, you listen. So let us have some silence. Let me tell you, silence. So listen. Let me tell you what the other one said. Shh, let us listen to each other. I was at a school yesterday but one. A school called St. Charles Ruanga in Shema. Who knows that school? In Shema. And I found something interesting with them. When they were overjoyed, they did this. Let us try this. Okay. So Ngogoro here is famous for two things that I find a bit interesting. One said that he's famous for stealing watermelons from a school truck. From a school garden. Another one said that he's famous because he runs for food. You agree with running for food, but not stealing watermelons? Can you imagine that your rise to fame is being known for running after food? I thought Ngogoro had saved someone. But since Ngogoro loves food, you need to go and be famous for something else. Okay. I want 4 volunteers. I want 4 volunteers, 2 girls from here, 2 girls from here, and 2 boys. Let them be 6. Let me have 6 people. Okay. Please listen. I want our session to be very interactive, okay? Come here. Behind here. Breathe. Stand here. Can I have 2 more people? Okay, you come. Hey, where did these ones pass? Come. So let us listen. Please listen. So we are going to learn something. We are going to do what? We are going to learn something, and you are the judges. Now, the other one is group A. I want group A to look the other side. Please face the other side. And this is group B. Okay? Group B is facing this side. So we will begin with Bira. You face the other side. So what I do, I want you to replicate it so that the person who's behind you, now I'm teaching you about life. Have you ever heard about what they call rumors? Now you be very quiet and learn. We are going for lunch. Listen. So whatever I do, please face the other side. Don't look back. Whatever I do it the same way. Turn so that your colleague can do it. You tap your colleague also. You please listen. Quiet. You show Luja. Show, turn and show him. Show them. Show her properly. You also show. Okay, so this is group B, okay? You stay facing that side. You go to the other side. So turn and tap your friend and deliver the message up to the last person. Turn and also relay the same message. You give to your Send the same message. Send the same message. So we say this is group A and this is group. Which group has won? Group what? So this is the group. Listen carefully. Listen carefully. This is the group that can begin a rumor. Somebody can say, I found Mr. Setabi slapping somebody. By the time it comes to this one, Luja, it has changed to say, I found Mr. Setabi kicking somebody in the stomach. By the time it comes here, it is saying, I found Mr. Setabi strangling somebody. So do you see that you must get information from correct sources? Now I'm teaching you about life and what can happen. You can be misled to do the wrong thing. You can be misled to do what? The wrong thing. But the person, where did the message disappear from here? Here. Here. This one. He's the one who caused problems. So, now we want to reward this group. Okay, you turn and face this way. We want to reward this group with 150,000 so that they can go and share for having performed very well. So you pass there and go. So what do we do for this group? Eh? How much? 10,000? Okay, listen. You listen. So because this group also tried, because even when they got the wrong information, they never punched the man who made them get wrong information. They are going to get 100,000 and share it. Okay. Hello? 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 When I say hello, you also say hello. Hello? Hello? Now listen. For me, when I got the invitation to come here, Mr. Setabi, I want to tell you that I didn't prepare. I didn't prepare because this is my day-to-day living. But I want to speak about mentorship quickly. And just listen. Give me 3 minutes and I'll go away from here. Mentorship and career guidance are very essential. Very what? For personal growth. Mentorship. What we are doing today is mentorship. Much as you're calling it career guidance, it is mentorship. What we are doing today, what the doctors have done and the lawyer today, they have been giving you guidance and support. They are here so that you can also network, get network opportunities. They are also here to show you personal growth and also to tell you about career advancement. How can you tell that you're progressing? There's what we call self-assessment. Self what? Assessment. This is where you identify your strength, you identify your weaknesses, you identify your values and your interests. Okay? Then we also have career exploration, where you do research. There are some of you who are saying that for me, I will be a doctor because my father was a doctor, yet in biology, you are getting 15%. How can you be a doctor? There's another one who is saying that for me, I can't be a teacher because I hate teacher X. There's another one who is saying that for me, I can't be an engineer because the man who is our neighbor is an engineer and he treats my father badly. So you have not done career exploration. She was telling you about the different careers in medicine. And I was very happy that she was giving you beyond the things that you know, beyond being a dentist, beyond being a gyne, beyond being a pediatrician, there are other things that you can do in medicine. Therefore, you must research. Listen to this one that is very interesting. Goal setting. Goal what? What do you want to achieve after you finish school? Another one is action planning. Action planning. Another one is continuous learning. When my people here were speaking, I was learning. Another one is clear communication. Clear what? When you don't communicate what you want, nobody will know. Did you see the exercise we had here? It's about clear communication. Clear what? You can be misled into something totally different from what you set your goals to be. As I come to my conclusion, there's some of the things that are very important. One is active listening. Active what? So you can't listen when you are talking. You can't. You either keep quiet and listen, or you choose to talk and don't listen. Another one is empathy and understanding. Empathy and what? This is where you show kindness towards your challenges or people who have challenges. Okay? Regular feedback. You must give regular feedback. If they cook for you food and you don't like it, you give feedback to the people who cook and say, the beans zabuzeemu katono. Another one is flexibility and adaptability. Flexibility and what? Be flexible. Don't say that for me, when they brought me, they told me I'll sit here in class and therefore I cannot leave this chair. If I don't sit here, then I will not study. If I don't look like this, then I won't do it. You are not flexible. And so, I want to tell you that there is no magic in success. There's no magic in what? When I left, I sat my senior 6, my last exam in this hall. There was a step there. I think this was a little lower. So I sat somewhere there in my last exam. When I left, first of all, let me tell you, when I was young, I thought I would be a doctor. I thought I would be a what? I thought I would be a doctor. And so I would even imitate the man who used to treat me when I was young. When I came to school, the reality was different. I realized that I could not keep up the pace with biology and mathematics at a higher level. And so my combination had to be history, economics, divinity, and I stroked fine art. Around that time, we used to still do many subjects. So my dream of being a doctor crashed in S4. It crashed what level? S4. But I was flexible. I was what? And I moved on to other things. And so, in my senior 6, each one of us were asking, because I was a student leader, it was very important for people to know, how has he performed? He keeps chasing us to go for chapel, but we are waiting for him. You know those things you tell prefects? You say, katumulinde, And I'm not afraid of telling you my points. I'm not afraid. You want to know how many? For you, what were yours last term? So when the opportunity to join Makerere came, we were offered 5 spaces in which to apply, different courses. And so they gave me a Bachelor of Arts in Arts. A Bachelor of Arts in what? Then my father said, how can you go to the university and just be around? And just be what? Because Bachelor of Arts in Arts was being called the Bachelor of being around. So he said, you can't go to university and be around. So he sent me to go and study a diploma in information systems management. So Makerere had given me, but the man said, wait, we will reapply next year. I looked at the man. I said, this man is being a joker. My colleagues are entering university and he's telling me to wait next year again. And he said, you first go and do a diploma. So while I was doing a diploma at Uptake, have you ever heard about Uptake? The next year for applying came. And he said, so I want you to use that diploma, add it on your senior 6 and apply. And don't apply for being around. Either do procurement or development studies. What was my first course to apply for? Can I tell you what the university gave me again? Bachelor of being around. The second time. And so I went to him and said, they have done it again. He said, who? I said, they. He said, who are those that you're talking about? I said, those who have looked at my grades and have seen what is suitable for me. He said, my son, again, you are not going to go to the university and be around. I said, sir, I will go. And you will pay for me. And so he kept quiet and walked away from me. The next morning, he asked me for the bank slip. And I went and started studying. When I went, I found out that in this Bachelor of being around, especially in the last year, you would pick a subject that you would major in. And so I majored in literature. And as soon as I finished my degree, I ran and did a master's in public administration and management. So this meant that the being around enabled me to come and do a master's degree. If I didn't have that bachelor's degree, no university would have given me an opportunity to do a master's. I can tell you, I applied for a PhD and studied for 2 semesters. Studied for how long? And then I ran away. I did what? But I am not a failure. I am not a what? I know that next year, God willing, I will walk back to that university, pick up from where I stopped, and I will complete my PhD, and my thesis was in peace and security in the Great Lakes region. So this should show you determination. Where do you want to go? What happens if you get hiccups? Do you just give up because you didn't get what you wanted? No. Your parents will give you subjects or courses that they want you to study, even when they don't know them. They will tell you should be an architect, but when you ask Tata, what does an architect do? He says, yo yakuba plani zenyumba oba nazimbe misingi. They will tell you to be things that they don't actually know themselves. But before they tell you, what do you want? What do you want to be, or who do you want to be tomorrow? Ladies and gentlemen, imagine if any of these people had misbehaved in this school. Who would want to touch them? Who would want to invite them? Do you know that even your own family will give you the high table if you succeed? But there are people in your families, you have uncles. Listen to this carefully. You have uncles, if they have not arrived, they can't bury. They have to wait for them to reach so that they can what? You have uncles whose opinions must matter most. Why? Because they are successful. Because they are what? So if you are in a family and your opinion does not matter, you worry. If you have a relative who stands up to speak in a family gathering, and every time you stand to speak, they say, Peter, you also sit down, don't disturb us. Then you don't matter. But God does not elevate people who do not help themselves. You must first help yourself in order God to elevate you. Do we agree? So if you don't want to wake up to go and study, you will not get the grades that you're looking for. If you do not write the notes, if you do not put in extra time to revise, nobody will ever do it for you apart from yourself. And so, I want us to develop a terminology that we shall use on ourselves. I want you to say, I can make it.
I can make it.
Nobody should ever tell you that you don't have the capacity to make it. And even if your grades are the worst in class, I want you to tell yourself as you revise in the night that I can make it. And this should be your mantra. You know what they call a mantra? I can make it. So, be known for the good things wherever you go. Show your kindness, show your generosity, and above all, leave a mark. Leave a what? A mark. We were one of the first students here. They could have called people who have just left last year. I don't know what made the administration to look for me. But I think they looked for me because they think I have a certain grain of value that I can give you. Now you need to ask yourself, when you leave this school, will they remember me? Will they remember me? And if they remember you, what will they remember you for? Watermelon or food? I want to wish you well. I want to say that all of you look very innocent, inquisitive, and eager. I want to say that all of you look very handsome and beautiful. You look healthy. You look smart. And you look like you are all full of life. And therefore, I want to thank the school for keeping you safely. And because of that, I have also personally brought many people to study from here. I have recommended many people to bring their children here, and I have also brought my own here. And I have my son here in senior 3, but I don't know if they put him in the right house. He's supposed to be in Canada. He's not supposed to be in any other house. And can I tell you, one of the great things is to return to a school and you see somebody who introduced you to something. Do you know one of the teachers who have the best handwritings in this school? Who? Who? You don't know. Listen, let me tell you. Listen, get an opportunity. Listen, get an opportunity and look into the notes of a great man called Hassan Munyigwa. Very beautiful handwriting, very organized notes. And do you know what Mr. Hassan Munyigwa taught me? History. And so I want to honor him and say thank you so much for having given me a good foundation. I want to leave this place and say that I love you. I love you. And one of the hardest things, listen, one of the hardest things is to speak to people towards lunchtime. So I want to thank you for being a very wonderful audience. You want to know my son? Why? Why is it that it is the girls who are asking? But I can also call him and give him some kamane while you are looking. So let me tell you what I do, and then I will go away. I'm going to call him to come here. So, the government of the Republic of Uganda, please listen. The government of the Republic of Uganda has very many ministries. You have the Ministry of Agriculture, the Ministry of Water, the Ministry of Environment, and many others. Some of your parents work there. But it also has the Office of the President. And that is where I offer my services to this country, in the Office of the President. And there is a component that is called the Advisory Committee on Exports and Industrial Development. And I head that secretariat. The chairman of that secretariat, of that committee, is the Senior Presidential Advisor on Special Duties, who is known as Audrey Krawogo, whom I have also learned from many things inclusive development, and industrial teaching. I bring you greetings from the ministry. And I know that all of you love your president, don't you? Yes, you do. And you have no choice but to love him, because he's a great man. In absentia, I want to thank the director of this school, Dr. Dalton Segawa. I met Dr. Dalton in S1 in 2001 in Katikamu. You know Katikamu SDA? He was our headmaster in Katikamu, and when he said, I am crossing to Entebbe, there was mass exodus. Mass what? And all of us followed him to this school. I want to tell you that you have a great director in him. Always honor him, pray for him, and always wish him the best. So now, let me ask Caleb. Where are you, Caleb? Huh? Where is he? Where is the man? Hey, come. So I have a friend. I have a friend who is an Indian. He's called Pradeep. Pradeep is one of the biggest owners of properties in Kampala. Have you seen properties in Kampala that have property services? Like a small signpost. So Pradeep has mentored his son called Kunal. And whenever Pradeep takes a corner, his son Kunal also takes another corner. That's what they call mentorship. He has taught him by seeing. I also try to teach my children by seeing. I'm happy that you are wearing a clean shoe. And I'm also happy that the man looks clean, isn't it? And I'm proud of him. Do you know some of you, your parents come to see you and they see you from the cars. They tell you, come and sit here. Because your hair is unkempt, because your nails are long, because you haven't brushed, because you smell badly, because you are dirty. I have a personal request, Mr. Headmaster, change my son and give him Canada. Because Canada is my house. And I want to thank you all again. I have brought him here so that you see him. If you see him doing something wrong, you tell him, we saw your father. We saw your what? There is a man at school, the late Chitumba, may his soul rest in peace. He was our preceptor in Katikamu. Whenever he would find you doing something wrong and you ran away, he would shout and say, hey, young man, who is running? I know your father, I know your mother. Come back here. So even this one, when you find him, you tell him, we know your what? Yeah, and I'm going to give him some money, but don't steal from him. Okay, thank you, and God bless you, people. May you keep safe. I love you so much. Long live Maryland.